Hey, what up, guys? It's been a while. I made a mistake the other day. We're doing a video. I did a review on the first James Bond film from 1967, from 1962. Sorry, I forgot it was based on a book, so I nearly uploaded to this channel. So we start the video. But this time, it's a review that is meant for this channel. This is actually going to be a premiere review. Actually, this will be going as well. Right at the start, I say Happy May 4th. Even though I'm recording this in January. I know it's nearly 3 months away. Well, nearly 2 months away, sorry. But let's get this done now. You know, that way you'll be able to get it done. And like a review, I plan to cover the original trilogy first, for May 4th, and set together reviews for the following day. The following 2 days. More easier. When I celebrate the Star Wars, I celebrate reviewing Star Wars. Here I have a Blu-ray collection. It's not that expensive either, but I don't know if it's just me, but the audio quality is a little quiet. I had to put on subs. It's like a system of money in the Blu-rays too. I can hear it sometimes, but not definitely. I don't know. But yeah, today I'm reviewing Episode 4, A New Hope, released in 1977. Now, Star Wars is a film series created by George Lucas. It's been one of the most iconic sci-fi franchises. It's been, to this day, been smoked. They've been told, like, maybe 11, I think, 11 theatrical movies. Plus a straight to DVD, I hope, a TV movie, which is the Clone Wars film, which I do plan to cover the Clone Wars TV series in the future, but it's going to take me a long time to skip the entire series. So, Curry show shows will be off the market until then. So, no Mandalorian, no Ahsoka, no Rebels, etc. So, I can't review them. I don't, you know. That's why I really review the 6 or 9 main films of the Skywalker saga. That's because I don't mention any of the other events. Any supplemental material other than the Star Wars story films. Yes, they do. So but I need to get those on home media. So, yeah. I don't know if there's any new Blu-ray releases. These are old. Alright. In the UK, these films are rated U. It means we see by all ages. Think of it like the UK variant of G for general audiences. They only get away with saying hell and damn in a kids' film. So that would be rated PG in America at the time. I'm surprised this is film is rated U. If all this stuff happens to it, then again, this is the UK we're talking about. Maybe a film like Animal Farm and Watership Down, U. And those films are violent. Like, trust me on that. Those films aren't that sort of kids. So, yeah, I don't know why I'm not that surprised. UK in the 70s and 80s were kind of weird. So, and the 90s too. When they had a show called Animals of Fire and Wood, which has a lot of death in it. Like, a lot of death, blood and everything. Yeah, it's safe to say kids shows have changed a lot. Products have changed a lot over the past couple of decades. Jesus. My first Star Wars film, I don't know actually what was that got me into the Star Wars franchise. It was such a long time ago, I just can't remember. But I've been a fan of the franchise for years. I still have like the sequel trilogy when they got running. Yeah, stupid enough. But no context I know now of films. Yeah, my opinions are gonna definitely have changed. So, yeah. I want today I try to cover all three films. Might not be able to, depends how much time I got left. And I'll just go watch the Lego movie for a review as well. No time to get that done with. Again, if I can't get all three films done today, I'll try. Anyway. Also, no, this is these are the re-edit versions of the film, not the original theatrical release from 1977. Sorry. See, George Lucas had a habit of re-editing a lot of the films, and that makes just updating them and stuff. I mean, he's not proud of where they were back when I haven't changed stuff. Why just I'm surprised Disney has not even tried to remake the original trilogy. It's a moneymaker, and it's the only way to get fans back. Remaking the original trilogy. That's my guess. I'm just surprised they had not done it yet. They saw Solo remade it in A Force Awakens, but it doesn't count as much. But imagine a full-on remake of the classic trilogy with all the modern knowledge, where you could be proper setup. There could be a lot of proper setup and stuff. That would be cool. As long as they don't fuck it up. I know in Disney. They're trying so hard to course correct on a lot of the shit they've been doing. Especially now Kathleen Kennedy has left Lucasfilm. Thank God. You know, she's the reason why Star Wars became crap. Lucas trusted her and she broke that trust. Like George Lucas trusted her. And she just messed up. She broke his trust. She's hated by a lot of fans for what she's done. And Disney. They're going to get a new CEO soon as well. From I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. So Bob Iger hasn't been in CEO that long, has he? I mean, reinstated that is. It's like, what, since 2024? 2023? 2024? I don't know. No, it was after what happened with Bob Chapek. So, yeah. Especially with the comments made about Disney movies being, well, only kids watch animated products. And that's my guess why a lot of adult comedies compensate by having a lot of swearing, sex, and or violence in it. The show, no, you think this is for kids? Nah, we're for adults because we're cool. Not like fucking Disney. Fuck them. Oh, something like that anyway. That's just a guess. Again, imagine if this trilogy was remade. That might not be a bad idea. It could be done right. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad idea to remake the original trilogy for a modern audience. I say modern. I don't mean the modern audience. No, I mean like modern people, kids and stuff. Not with those modern sensibilities. That's how to explain. I mean, well, perhaps not interested in that bullshit that's been put into the movies in the past couple of years because of Disney and Kathleen Kennedy. So, you know my point. But yeah, if they could do it right, a remake of the original trilogy could work with a lot of planning, a lot of knowledge of what happens in later versions. You know, since as you know, I'll pick up what else we get in the next two films. George Lucas definitely did not have much of a map planned out for some elements. He had ideas for the story, but not entirely of it. So obviously, a lot of it were made up. There led to some uncomfortable things with no knowledge of what happens in the later films. Enough talking. I've been rambling 10 minutes now. Let's get to the review. So the film opens up with the iconic text scroll. Well, I'm not going to go over that. Then we cut to a ship being fired by other ships. Introduced to two characters, C-3PO and R2-D2, during the attack. It's a coward. I said 3PO is a bit cowardly. And R2, well, he's... I can't do it. I don't know how they do it. What else is going on? The crew of the spaceship, you know what I mean? Play the guns. I guess the reason it's more safe for kids now these days is because of the blasters not being actual guns. Yet there's still beheading, stabbing. Just because they don't show blood doesn't mean that they die. Doesn't mean it's you know. Oh my god. And especially since they say damn and hell in the film. Oh, times have changed. Anyway. So Luca. Oh. Yeah, but shot with the villains in the film. They destroy a group called Stormtroopers, led by a man named Darth Vader, played by James Earl Jones. Or at least voiced by him. If you don't know, Darth Vader was played by two separate people at the same time. He was played by a British actor, or Scottish, I don't know what. He's from the UK. He was Darth Vader in the suit. Originally, he was going to also do the voice of the character, but it wasn't liked. They didn't like it much. So they hired James Earl Jones to do the voice, and well, as that was, it became one of the most iconic things out there. I find your lack of faith disturbing. That voice just canonizes Darth Vader a lot more. And one of the most iconic designs. And one of those iconic entrances. You know, R2 is being gifted a disc by a mysterious young woman in white. R2 these Stormtroopers spot the woman and by a stun blast at her, knocking her out. They found out R2 is leaving the airport with 3PO, who end up on him, not knowing what's going on with him. Goes in and blasted out. The woman's name is Princess Leia, played by Carrie Fisher. May she rest in peace. She is one of those well-known roles. Of course, a lot of people know her from Family Guy as, well, not modern kids. You know what I mean? People who were around in the 2000s, I mean, as Peter's boss, Angela, until her passing. Which makes it really funny, because since Family Guy did a Star Wars parody, and Angela appeared in the third movie, appeared in the third one. Don't you know how there are only two women throughout the Star Wars, throughout the original trilogy? You know, there's actually a weird thing to notice, too. I'm pretty good in that review, but pretty to think about. There are only two women in the entire original trilogy. And the second one doesn't even appear to the final film of the trilogy. That's kind of funny to think about. I get it was the 70s, but damn. I'm not saying they were sexist or anything, no. I guess Lucas did pick up. I guess the character's supposed to be symbolized as a love interest type character. But she is her own person too, though. She's badass. Maybe so. The reason Darth Vader attacked her ship because he suspects she's working with the Rebel Alliance, even though she claims she's not. She's on a diplomatic mission. Since he won't get any answers out of her, he tells the troopers to take her away. Also, demonstration of the Force choke earlier. Actually, none of the Force choke, just a regular choke. So, yeah. After that, well, we cut to the droids arriving on a planet called Tatooine. I don't think it's ever named in the original film. I forgot. Well, they ended up living off because 3PO can't take R2's attitude because he's looking with someone. Really captured by Jawas. Where he ended up being sold to a farmer named Owen with his nephew Luke Skywalker, played by Mark Hamill. Yep, the Joker himself. I didn't even know he was the. It wasn't until a few years ago that I found out he was Luke Skywalker. I already knew him for the Joker and stuff. Quite funny to think about. I didn't even know this until like a few years ago. So I never thought of him as Luke Skywalker. But damn, he was so young. Like, damn. I guess he's older now. I'm just saying, just looks so young. They recognize him. Well, it says that Luke's a daydreamer. Anyway, you end up just with C3PO and R2 after the previous R2 unit, but the malfunction. And C3PO that's sticking his neck out for R2. Told R2 not to let him regret it. Make him regret it. Ship. We're going to press also introduced the Yellow Imperial Senate off of a place called the Death Star. We're introduced to basically who Vader is working under for this one, named Governor Tarkin. Played by the late Peter Cushing. We don't know who he is. He was a legendary actor from the point in time. Well known for the horror films. The Hammer horror films. He also was cyberfans would recognize him as a sort of loose incarnation of the Doctor in a Doctor Who movies. That's not a joke either. There were actually 2 Doctor Who movies made that star Peter Cushing as the Doctor. But they're loose adaptations, just name only. There's a lot of changes and stuff. Which I do plan to cover at some point too. And compare how the first movie loosely adapts the events of the Unhappy Child, and the second story, you introduce the Daleks. The second one is an adaptation of the Daleks' return later in the story, which was Countess Susan's last story. I know this is unfair, but anyway, I think I'll talk more about that when I review those films when I can. But anyway. Sorry, person. And this is where we get a proper demonstration of the Force choke with one of the generals or someone called out Vader out on the Force, calling it a cheap trick. We get many mentions of the Emperor in this film, but he's not revealed till the next film. So he's just a nameless Emperor. Meanwhile, back on Tatooine, Luke obviously wants to go out into the world, larger than either sites, but ends up being stuck here. After a bit about R2, cleaning him most certainly, he ends up seeing a message from Princess Leia about asking to help Obi-Wan Kenobi. Right, there wasn't no dialogue in the message. My bad. Luke doesn't know an Obi-Wan Kenobi. He does know someone named Ben Kenobi. But he lives on the outskirts of that. Lives on the outskirts and does that and stuff. People just call him a wizard. A wizard kook, specifically. And while there's also Owen and Beru know a bit about Luke's father. That they knew that, well, they always knew, I mean, as this Obi-Wan Kenobi knew his father. So Luke comes back to the basement. C-3PO ends up mentioning that Bar-2 has run away. And forced the Chew chase them in the morning. So it's getting late. Also, they end up being ambushed by sand people. I could do a good imitation there. Like, that was a good one there, wasn't it? Imitation. I'm not that great at imitating, but I can imitate some things. Like this guy at a shop in Kumban called the Pound Shop or Pound Lodge says, "Hello, all right." Not making fun of him. That's just polite. Just saying, I'm really good at imitating. Yeah. It's not mocking either. I don't know why. My dad is ended at one pointing it out too. It's not really mocking. I just don't know. He just like. Anyway. So, very ambushed. They were rescued by an old man, which revealed to be Ben Kenobi. Now, the actor playing him is actually a pretty well-known British celeb at the time. He was born April 1914 and died in August 2000, almost 26 years ago. My God. He was only in his 80s when he passed. Not seeing any of his other content he's been in. Not stuff I'm familiar with. Probably stuff not my mom. Anyway. I'll explain the situation about R2. Ben reveals he is this Obi-Wan Kenobi, confirming the whole thing. Obi-Wan is so Ben ends up listening to the message. I'm going to call him Ben for this spell, because that's me go by now. We will be referred to as Obi-Wan in other media before the original trilogy when he appears. So now, there's a message. Princess Leia asks for his help to take this droid who has plans with secret plans to destroy the Death Star, that powerful weapon, onto the base in Alderaan. So the play, and she says the iconic line, "Obi-Wan, please help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope." It's just so iconic. And says they got a chance and take Luke with him, starts training him in the ways of being of a big person called with powers called a Jedi. Those who power to wield the Force. His father was also a Jedi and a good friend to Obi-Wan, but he was struck and killed by Darth Vader. Let's keep put a pin in that one for now. We'll come back again later if you don't know. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. If you don't know, you'll find out. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just coming to Jawa's base. The Jawa's being damaged and stuff, making it look like sand people attack. Ben reveals that they were attacked by the Empire. Wondering what they were after. Luke and realizing they were after the droids because they were sold there. And now they try to abort them. They'll lead them back to home. Luke rushes home to find destroyed. Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru are dead. It's really sad fate for those characters. Even though we don't have much time with them around. Sorry, itchy here. So yeah, Luke ends up going with Ben. As the four head off to Mos Eisley by the pilot. We also get a demonstration of the Jedi mind trick. It only works for those who are weak-minded. So we end up at Moe's Cantina, and he says the line, basically, there's not allowed droids in here, in this place. I'm dealing with some bugs bothering Luke, saying they just don't like him, even though he's never met them before. I'm going to do the joke on that. Ben comes in and takes him to the pilot he found in Han Solo, played by Harrison Ford. He's not showing, but with the pay they offer, and he agrees to help. Very interesting, a few years after this film came out, he was star in the Indiana Jones franchise, one of the most iconic films out there. His character's getting a lot of disrespect, like he said, because of Kathleen Kennedy. Let's just hope they erase the fifth film out of continuity. Killing the Crystal Skull wasn't a bad film. It's better than Dial Destiny from what I've heard. This is more disrespectful. So let's just erase that one from continuity. What I think they should do is make a new... Why not just remake Indiana Jones or something? Like, how's it could play... Would it be fun to have a remake of Indiana Jones films with Henry Jones Sr. being played by Harrison Ford, passing the torch in a way? That'd be pretty cool if they ever decide to do that. And if he's still alive by the time that happens. Because that would be pretty cool. The original Indy now becoming Father Indy. Well, yeah, I mean. Or just pass on the next title to a new character. One of Indiana Jones' former students on the college he worked at. That'd be different. They could focus on the just after the well, you know what I mean. Nah, forget it. Stupid idea. Already, we get another iconic scene. A being in Guido showing up. A man in Guido showing up. Basically, works for a guy named Jabba. And basically, Jabba wants it dead for not paying. This leads to the whole debacle of who shot first. Guido or Han. Yeah. And because the whole Lucasfilm on the past films, it's kind of hard to figure out what was in the original movies and stuff. When I think they might be lost now because of Lucas. I could be wrong now. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Well, you won't see this if this comes. You know what I mean. Sorry. No. Hunter Buckle. Yeah, first appearance of Jabba, who in the original film was, a puppet or something, I don't know. But now he's CGI. Yeah, if he works for just a special edition, not replacing the entire film, I'll be fine. But with the original masters probably somewhere locked in Lucasfilm, gonna make them lost now. It's kind of, if they are there, I mean, you get what I mean. I really don't know. Anyway, now of course we'll do that. Okay, I don't take promising Java's. Luke, Ben, and the droids arrive at the ship, the Millennium Falcon. They're attacked by stormtroopers who were told where they are by one at the place at Moe's Cantina, forcing them to run into space so to get away from them. I also get another scene of basically Leia being interrogated over where the rebel space or Alderaan will be blown up. She lies and says Tatooine. Yeah, I know, kind of confusing with the subsong. They still blow it up anyway because they're assholes. Millions of people died because they should test their power on the new weapon of the Death Star. And Block will have it. I've also arrived just after the explosion. While Luke was highlights was Luke was trained in with the Force. No, it's the only time Luke only used lightsaber twice in the film, which again makes sense because he's still basically traded. So Luke has anyway. I initially think they come out in an asteroid field, but when all the one's destroyed, and finally end up getting corner trapped to being for a space station. Well, before that we get the iconic line, "That's no moon, it's a space station." It could be that big. And then, President Ben Kenobi, thanks to Ben, managed to hide when the Stormtroopers was investigating. Well, Darth Vader says, I feel something. At present, I haven't built suits. And he just leaves before even finishing that. Like, he literally just does not finish the sentence at all. It's kind of awkward, actually. A little awkward. But, I just happens now. Why she stop her fucking sinning? It's crap. I mean, the Ben goes out to disable the force field generator. Luke and Han dress up as stormtroopers to keep cover. Now you begin to command control room. The best of Freefields end up discovering that a princess is on board. Princess is there. Managed to convince Han. Basically, she's a witch and stuff. So, they work together and break her out. Then we get the line. And a short be a stormtrooper. A little rude, but I mean, kind of makes sense. She's being captured and tortured, so yeah. So yeah, this is a messing up. The free deal, but by the way, Han's with a Wookiee named Chewie, or Chewbacca for short, Chewbacca or Chewie for short. They managed to escape down a garbage chute. Ben not nearly being crushed, but thanks to 3PO and R2, managed to be saved. Now Barriers had confronted his old friend. Well, confronted Darth Vader himself. And so we begin the first lightsaber duel in the entire series. Luke wants to see Ben die. He lets himself die. For some reason. And his body just vanishes. Yeah, I get Ben was old, but it was so obvious he let himself get killed. Wanted to help Luke learn the Force without him or something? I don't know. I don't know if if you can explain that, it'd be helpful. But anyway, they ended up escaping. With a brief battle in space, Luke feels a little distraught about Ben's death, but he's reassured. They arrive at the Rebel space. The plans and stuff. Then the Death Star has a weakness. A small resource port. Those skilled pilots will get there. So Luke ends up helping off. Han even do say their goodbyes for now. As space battle begins, a lot of them end up dying. But they'll be even on the battlefield too in the space. But Luke gets a little help from Han, who comes back. Sure, he does have a good side to him. And with what him and Ben's voice for him to use the Force, Luke. As he does that. And managed to destroy the Death Star. As they all celebrate as heroes. They all give medals, except for Chewie. It's one of the weirdest things out there. There's been quite a few jokes in other media about that. Especially in the Lego Star Wars animated products. In Joy Tales, the medal end up being destroyed and Lego just covers up. Saying, shh, to R2. I do want to cover Joy Tales at some point as well. It's a fun series. I do have the entire series on DVD. Not that many episodes, just 8 episodes on 2 discs. Across 2 cases. I like to cover a lot of the Lego Star Wars content, including the Padawan Menace and The Empire Strikes Out. But yeah, as my film ends, that was the end of the first Star Wars film. I did sort of skim through some details, but you know that's how iconic this film is, okay? You just know how iconic it is. It's one of the most well-known film franchises out there. And Disney just had to fuck up with the politics and shit. And kid you not, the Rey Star Wars movie that was planned was gonna have Rey give birth through the Force, which is something that's just not established to do. So they're just making a fuck up with their own agenda. And the Acolyte are fucking up too, showing it. Yeah. This is why people are looking at the prequels a little better now. Because, yeah. But anyway, watch your videos. Have you seen it? Do you want to watch it? Let me know in the comments down below. And I thank you for watching. If you enjoy my content, please hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Look about the orders because of the future. And see you guys. Well, I will be back with another video on Star Wars. This time, so bye. But you'll be seeing that video hopefully just 2 hours later. So, yeah, thank you. I'll see you guys later. Cybermaster out.